Hi, it's been a minute since I've been on here. I'm pretty sure I say that every time I make a video because I tend to make them kind of sparsely, but the reason that I do that is so that every time I do make a video, it comes from a genuine place and not just like trying to make content, because that's not my goal with this channel. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that goal for other people at all, but I would prefer to just keep anything I put on here just very genuine. But I kind of just wanted to talk today about not being defeated and what defeat really is, because defeat is really a self-proclaimed state of mind. And if you really believe that you're defeated, or you allow things to defeat you, then you will be defeated. Basically, the reason that I'm talking about this right now today is because lately in my life, I've been sort of feeling that way. I've been sort of feeling like, yeah, I kind of just feel defeated, and I feel like I've been trying to do this thing and that thing, and it's like nothing really is working out very well, and everything's just been sort of chaotic and almost not made sense in a way where I'm like, how did I create this situation? How did I actually like bring this situation into fruition? Because it doesn't make any sense to me. And that's how I've been feeling. And I've honestly been feeling that way for a while. And I think a big reason that, or sort of the reason I guess that I feel that way, or contributing factor, is the fact that I feel defeated. And no, it's not always easy when things happen around you or outside of you. It's not like, it's not like you can really shut off your emotions, because I can't, and I've tried to do that, and it doesn't work for me because it's not possible. So, sometimes things happen around you, and I feel like this is just taking all my energy from me, and sort of feel like it's making it really hard for me to believe that something good is coming, or that something good could come. So yeah, it's not even just that as well. I feel like it's also letting go of what things look like, or what they sound like, or what they feel like around you. And that's something that I, at this time, am having to seriously exercise that ability. Things really are not what they seem. They're not what they look like. And what I mean by that is things can always change. Things can always change for the better, and things really are always changing for the better if you allow them to. Yeah, sometimes it can feel like things just don't make sense, and what's happening doesn't make any sense, but sometimes we don't always know the path, to where we're heading. We don't always understand exactly where it's taking us. And that's just the place that I've been at, where I felt like, okay, I don't understand like what this means, and like why this is taking so long, or why this is so difficult. And honestly, my best advice is just to keep your eyes inward. Because if you're in a situation that you, and I mean, I guess you physically, are in a situation that around you that doesn't serve you, that just makes you feel bad, and it doesn't feel aligned and doesn't feel right, the best thing that you can do for yourself is really to accept that there's more out there, there's better, and it's possible. And as long as you keep that inner vision, it will eventually grow into the world around you. And I just kind of wanted to speak intuitively too. I know a lot of what I speak about on my channel, if you watch my videos, and again, I apologize that they're sparse. I would like to start uploading more often. I just always want to make sure that it's something that I really feel called to speak about, and not just something I'm kind of like, not something that feels contrived or like unnecessary. I really just try to keep these videos and whatever I upload on here to be necessary or something I feel like needs to be said or that I feel like I should say. But it just feels like, yeah, there's just a lot of chaos, and there's a lot of chaos in the world. You can go anywhere and it's just like they're just rushing from one thing to the next. They're rushing the seasons at the store. It's like, okay, now the Halloween stuff's out, and it's the middle of July. It's just like a chaotic energy in the world, and it's very easy to just get swept up in that because you feel like, okay, well, that's, I guess, the speed I'm supposed to be going at, and I better get ready for the next thing, because that's all we're ever thinking about is what's the next thing, not about what is happening now or how I feel now. It's just important to remember that you really can be whoever you want to be, and you don't have to be somebody that you think the world wants you to be, or that you think you're supposed to be, or anything like that, because I honestly don't feel like I belong around 90% of the people that I'm around at right now, currently in my life. And I don't say that because I think that I'm better than these people, or that, something like that. But it's just sometimes people, they don't see life the same way as you. And it's not about, everybody seeing life the exact same way, but it's about, what do you actually find important about, what is important to you? And honestly, to me, what's important is living an honest life, being an honest person, and helping other people express their own honesty. And yeah, that's why I made this channel, because I didn't feel like I had a lot of people to talk to about any of these topics. And not just that, but I feel like a lot of times I would actually speak to myself about these topics, because it would help me remember that, yeah, sometimes you're not clicking with the people around you, and that's okay. You don't have to change yourself to fit their mold, and you shouldn't. Just be who you are, and even if that doesn't, other people can't understand that, or they can't, their minds are just in these very small places, and that's not your problem. It's really not. And yeah, I mean, you could say, I could just take a look at my life, or take a look at the way things have been, and say, yeah, that thing's not meant for me because this happened, and that's, not gonna happen because of this, and maybe I just don't deserve something better. And that's not true. It's not. And yeah, no, there's times where I feel like that. There's times where I'm upset and I feel that way, but it's not the truth. Within ourselves, there's every single possibility, and every day we wake up to that ability to choose something else. And yeah, you have to be able to suspend the world around you and suspend the outer world, because if you can't, it's like, I'm always going to think that everything's falling apart if things don't look how I think they're supposed to look. And I actually keep getting interrupted trying to make this video just by like background sound, and yeah, that kind of is what I'm speaking about, is just not allowing things happening around you to defeat you. I could just like get really annoyed and just stop making this video, but I don't want to, because I feel like this is important. So I might make this a little bit of a shorter video, just because I feel like that's really all I had to say, is just, you're only defeated when you accept that you're defeated. That's the only time that you're actually defeated by anything, or you're finished by anything. Other people might say, yeah, it seems like you're defeated because this and that happened, but you're not. And you just keep walking forward. You just keep going onward on where you are going, and you do not let anybody tell you that you can't do it. You don't let people, you just don't listen to people. Don't listen to people that say that. Do not listen to people who tell you it's not going to work out for you, that, you know, like, or that you should just settle for something you don't want, or do something you don't want to do. Don't. I'm not. And it's only served me well so far. I'm not saying it's always been easy, because it's not. It's really not. It's not. But it's important, because otherwise we're just living in dishonesty to ourselves. And when we're not honest with ourselves, we're not honest with other people, because we're not even showing up as our real selves to anybody. And the world needs you, the real you, and needs your honest self. If people were their honest selves, I think things would flourish. A lot of things would flourish. So don't allow yourself to be defeated by other people. Don't allow yourself to be defeated by rejection or obstacles or things that seem like they're in the way, you know. Because if you have a good intention in your heart, and you really feel like what you're doing is something important and, you know, is beneficial to you and other people, then there's nothing that you should allow to stop you from that. So, and I hope this makes sense, because sometimes I honestly just, a lot of times when I come to speak in these videos, I get like very anxious, like, am I gonna say the right thing? And actually recently had like a unexpected energy reading, and you know, you can believe in that or not. It's just something that I actually didn't even plan on having done, but kind of like walked into it. One of the things that the person told me was, she basically told me that she can tell that I have a lot of anxiety about when I speak, and I have like this, I'm speaking from a place that isn't really me. Like, I'm speaking in a way that, basically speaking in accordance to what I think other people want me to say, or what I should say to specific people that I'm talking to. And she said, just repeat to yourself, I always know what to say. Yeah, just remind yourself, I always know what to say. I always know what to do. And when you give yourself that sort of confidence and trust in yourself, you'll always make the right decisions. And I think sometimes, I mean, that's something I have anxiety about at times, is, am I making the right decision? And if you tell yourself, I always make the right decisions, and any decision I make is the right decision, because it will lead me to where I need to go, as long as you listen to yourself, you know, you will always make the right choice. When you trust yourself and you give yourself that sort of grace to trust yourself in the first place, because it's not always easy to trust ourselves, because, you know, there's so much like, oh, let me check Google AI for the right answer. Let me ask 5 people about what I should do, and you know, so it's like sometimes you just have to ask yourself, and your body holds so much wisdom. So, you know, you're basically a walking book of wisdom, really. Your body, your intuition is very wise, and I really do believe that. I think we all have that ability within us. So yeah, anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope this made sense. But